Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and welcome to Primetime Local News. My name is Randy Cormish and thank you for joining us. Getting kids active is all a part of the learning experience. And as we see in this week's edition of Beyond the Classroom, Winston Churchill Elementary is putting their kids in the position to be physical, taking part in a 3v3 basketball tournament.
Winston Churchill students were treated to a basketball tournament. Each team with 3 players, they competed against their fellow classmates, all with the end goal of learning the fundamentals of basketball.
The greatest strategy I have is to play with them. So if you ever watch me coach or if you ever watch me ref, I model by doing, and I perform with them like an extra kid on the floor so they can see how things are being done. Harewood
noticed most teaching styles surrounding basketball are difficult for the students to retain during in-game scenarios, leading to the learning by playing approach.
When they got to the game, they had no clue where to put the skills, where now we're trying to raise thinking players, and the only way you can learn to think as quick as a game goes is during a game. Plus, it's way more fun.
The students have been quite receptive to this form of teaching, enjoying having Coach be an integral part of the tournament.
I like how we all get to play together as a community, and our coach always makes it really fun, and he uses creativity to make it better and also learning still.
Winston Churchill plans to host these more often in the future, with the staff aware of the major impact this has on the students.
It's focusing on exposure and experience, which frees me up just to have fun, and hopefully you notice through your footage they have a good time, and these kids will get a chance to experience what they might not get to ever again once they progress to high school. So I just love that about our sports program.
And that's all for this week's edition of Beyond the Classroom.
Get the answers to all your post-secondary questions at Late Hours with Lakeland. Our doors are open late February 6th from 4:30 to 7 p.m.
The Mini Pop Kids 20th Anniversary Celebration Tour is coming to Lloydminster this Friday. I had the opportunity to learn more about the event. The performers at Center Stage Studios in Lloydminster are excited to join in on the fun as they are hard at work preparing for the Mini Pop Kids celebration.
Beginning of January is when we started rehearsing for this show, and we were basically tagging it on to the end of our rehearsals that we already were doing for our own show, and so we would practice for about an hour or so 2 times a week to prepare for it.
The show will feature chart-topping songs from Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, and Bruno Mars, along with throwbacks that will have everyone singing along.
Well, we stay longer after our theater practices for Cinderella and Nemo, and then we practice our number we did from Nemo, and now we're doing our This Is Me that the Mini Pop Kids gave us.
Celebrating 20 years of Mini Pop Kids, the show promises high-energy performances and unforgettable fun for fans of all ages.
For a few weeks, we have been practicing our vocals, and then we were practicing of like how we were supposed to act when we were on stage and stuff, and to not just stand there. We were like jamming out. It's so much fun to be a part of this.
The concert takes place at the Vic Juba Community Theater at 6 p.m. Randy Cormish, Primetime Local News. Tot Spot in Lloydminster will be hosting a winter break summer camp for little kids coming up February long weekend. Our Jackson Fontaine and the organizer of Tot Spot have more on that.
I'm here at Tot Spot in Lloydminster, joined alongside Stephanie Hotchkiss, who is the organizer here at Tot Spot. So thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So you guys have your winter break summer camps coming up. So could you just talk to me about that?
Yep. So I started Tot Spot about 1.5 years ago, and then in the summertime last year, I decided to do summer camps with different themes each week. And they were such a hit that I thought, with the winter break coming up, I'd do a winter break summer camp. So we're gonna transform this place into more of a summer atmosphere because we all need a break from winter. It's been too long. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
I have to agree with that. Winter's just been too long. Like the snowfall, it's too much. But when is this camp going to be taking place?
It will be February 18th to 21st. So the Family Day Monday, there's no camp that day because there's Winterfest going on. So all the little kids probably will be there. So yeah, Tuesday to Friday that week, 18th to 21st February.
And I guess I should ask, what age? Who can participate in these camps?
Anyone. So my age group is from 2 till 8. You don't have to be potty trained. Like the child doesn't have to be potty trained. It's a great place to come. And if you've never dropped your kid off somewhere, it's a great place to try it out for the first time. Yeah, but anyone between the ages of 2 to 8 is welcome.
Perfect. So definitely looking for more little kids, that's
yes,
for sure.
I'm definitely aiming this place for little kids because there's not much programming going on for anyone, preschool age. So just trying to help the community that way.
And how can parents sign their kids up for this camp?
They can go to totspotloydminster.com and you'll see the tab there for camp. You can press register now and you'll get directed to the registration page.
Perfect. And Stephanie, what made you want to start a camp like this?
Basically, I'm a mom of 3 under 7, so I know how hard it is to figure out what to do with your kids on a break for the holidays. So may as well come play, burn off some energy in the morning, and then you'll have the rest of the day at home for your winter break. But yeah, I know the problem finding reliable childcare, places that you feel comfortable bringing your kid to. So I wanted to make Totspot a fun, welcoming place for everyone.
Yeah, like we've kind of mentioned, it's perfect for little kids,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
And do you think you're going to continue these camps in the future?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I've felt like the community support has been really great. So I'm excited to keep going with this and see what happens.
Perfect. And is there anything else you'd like to add about the camp or about Totspot?
Well, February is Valentine's month, so we have some Valentine's programs coming up. It's a little open play in the morning, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Valentine's Day, where you can go next door to Art Soul Life Creative Studios, and you can create a pottery while you open play as well. There's an extra cost with Art Soul Life, but it's cool because we have a door that connects both our businesses, so we like to open that up sometimes. And then February 14th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., you can drop your kids off at Totspot for a Valentine's date night. So if you want to have a date night, you can drop your kids off, they'll have fun with me, and we'll have a pizza party, and you guys can have a good 3-hour break.
All right, well, I'm going to throw one more at you.
Yeah.
Where can people find more information on Totspot and the camps?
You can either Google Totspot Lloydminster, or you can go to our website, totspotloydminster.com, and you can see all the stuff there. Feel free to call or email if you don't understand, because maybe I didn't put it up there correctly or whatever, but yeah, so you can check it out online.
Perfect. Well, that winter break summer camp will be February 17th to 21st here at Totspot. Stephanie, thanks for doing this today.
Thank you so much.
Going through divorce and separation is difficult at any stage of life, but it can be especially tough when you're young. Stacey Calmer has more on tips and suggestions to help younger people navigate the process.
Stephanie Dobson is here with me, as she is every Wednesday. Stephanie is a lawyer, mediator, and online educator with Henke Divorce Law and Mediation, offices in Edmonton and Lloydminster. Stephanie, thanks as always for joining me today.
Thanks again, Stacey.
Well, we're switching things up from Divorce Month. So now that January is out of the way, we're switching up the topic. And today we're going to be talking about what it's like going through divorce and separation when you're a little bit younger. So the first question, I guess, Stephanie, we should go to is how is it different if you're getting divorced or separated at a younger age versus if you're a lot older or have been married for much longer?
Yeah, I thought this would be an interesting topic because, there more and more I'm finding that younger adults are coming into my office to separate, and there are some differences. Here's some examples. Now, they're not, it's not every young adult feels this way, but of course, these are just some examples of the ways in which it can be different. So The emotional impact. There's a lot of intense emotions, and sometimes that can be due to less life experiences in handling major relationship changes. There can be a social stigma, so societal pressures or judgments about getting divorced at a young age. So young adults could be facing those kind of stigmas. Less financial stability. Sometimes in your 20s you have less financial security than you do when you're older. Many people have either no children or very, very young children. And so there's, of course, considerations there. Your peer support network often is less experienced. And so sometimes the intense emotions come along with intense emotions, and that can sometimes be adding fuel to the fire. Sometimes young adults do feel pressure to redefine their long-term life goals. They might not be in their final career, and so they sometimes find that difficult to do that future planning.
So what advice would you give to couples who are separating or divorcing in their early 20s?
Well, navigating that separation can be really difficult, but here's what I hope to be some helpful pieces of advice. Communicate openly by talking really honestly about your feelings, your needs, your concerns, and that can really help to avoid some misunderstandings. Consider counseling with a professional. Focus on your well-being. We've talked in many episodes about well-being and the focus on that, so that's really important. Maintain a support system, hopefully a support system that doesn't add that fuel to the fire like we were talking about earlier. Stay financially savvy, so start to really understand your financial situation and plan accordingly, and then set boundaries. Clearly define what your relationship will look like post-separation.
Can you suggest some resources for people who are at this age and are going through a breakup, whether it be, like you said, a separation because they've been together or a divorce?
Yeah, so I've broken down my recommendations into books, websites, podcasts, apps, and YouTube channels. Hopefully this will be some good resources for our young folks who are watching here today. So under books, I have How to Heal a Broken Heart, The Breakup Bible, and Tiny Beautiful Things. I really like this last one. It's a collection of advice columns that provides wisdom on various relationship challenges. The websites that I have all circle around the online mental health support therapy. So BetterHelp is one, Talkspace is another, and Thrive Global is another. Podcasts, we've got the Breakup Boost, Therapy Chat, the Divorce Talk podcast, and Dear Divorce. Apps, some mindfulness apps. There's either Headspace, Calm, or Breathe. Sanvello, Supportive without the E at the end. And then there's some family organization apps. Cozy, K-C-O-Z-I, is a family organizer that can be really helpful, and Our Family Wizard. And then Smart Divorce. And then the YouTube channels that I would recommend, one is the School of Life, and the other one is Alexandra Roxo, R-O-X-O.
Okay, Stephanie. Well, good advice as always, and some really good resources for people who are either going through it or thinking about going through it or have been through it at a young age. And next week, we're going to kind of flip the script and go the other way. If you're older in life and have to go through this process, some tips for that. So we'll be back to chat with you more about that, and that'll be next week. So thanks again for speaking with me today. And as always, we'll see you in about a week.
Nice to see you, Stacey.
That's all for news. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
A group of players, coaches, and fans organized a peaceful protest at Lakeland College yesterday in support of the Rustlers women basketball team, and in particular, former head coach Chris King, who was fired last December.
We're supposed to walk into our playoffs here in the next few weeks and, you know, grow this season that Chris has built for a long time.
Despite the cold weather, a group of about 30 people stood outside the Lloydminster campus holding signs and making speeches, expressing their frustration with Lakeland College.
Very frustrated with this too, to say the least, but I just want to know, especially for you girls, we're here to support you, and there are a ton of people in there that do support you. Even if they're not here at this moment, they do support you, and there's lots of conversations going on and frustration that's happening.
Now we will look at your adorable pets with our Pets of the Day.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
Thank you for joining us. My name is Randy Cormish, and have a great rest of your day.